And we are live. This is UFC Fox on Fox 22, VanZant versus Waterson. Bro picks. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. We had two good cards on Friday and Saturday. We had Derek Lewis versus Shamil in the main event, and then we had a great card in 206. Friday's card was good. I only had one bet, and I lost in Jawadi. Yeah, it was a bad bet on my part. Jawadi needs to go to 170 until he can prove himself.
I did pretty good that night. I just parlayed the three big black beasts and came through for me. Yeah, it was a good night for me, but that's it. I was kind of worried, but yeah, I did good that night. And
Yeah, you parlayed Lewis, Anderson, and Francis, right?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, Lewis looks sloppy, dude. I'm telling you right now, man, if Francis fought him right now, Francis would destroy Derek Lewis.
Hey, Francis looked like a beast, huh? Did you see that Stanley Kimura? Oh my God.
Dude, he has so many wins by sub. He's super well rounded, man. Francis is a beast.
Does that? Did you see the way the guy was gonna take him down and he just did a standing Kimura? Oh my God, fucking dude.
They better match him up, dude,
What
with a good fight.
Freak of like nature strength, dude. That's if oh my God. I think he can end up beating what's his name? The big black beast, dude. Because he has a lot of holes in his game. What was he doing with those sloppy ass kicks, dude?
Super sloppy, dude. He'll destroy Derek Lewis. He'll beat a lot of guys in the heavyweight division. I mean, Travis Brown, like I said last podcast, he'll smoke him.
Well, yeah, Travis Brown though is not. I don't know. Yeah, as long as he like changes it up, I don't know. He still has that knockout power. Maybe it was just a fluke, and but I'm definitely gonna fade him next fight, man. And Travis Brown's kind of a bold statement. I don't know about Travis Brown.
He's on like a 3-5 losing streak, but anyways, UFC 206 was a better card. I mean, we had Max Holloway destroying out Anthony Pettis. The co-main event was good. Matt Brown and Serrano. The best fight of the card was Choi versus Swanson. That was a very good fight. I went 3-1 in my bets. I won on Kelvin in the distance. I won on Kelvin straight, and I won on Cowboy in the distance. Yeah, I told you about Kelvin, dude. I mean, Tim Kennedy had his foot out the door. He hasn't fought in 2 years. Kelvin's a beast, dude. And Kelvin's going to destroy Vitor Belfort. I don't think Kelvin should go to 170. He needs to stay at 185. And I want to see Kelvin versus Whitaker because that is a crazy fight. I mean, I don't know who I'm going to pick in that fight, to be honest. I mean, I love Whitaker, but Kelvin's a beast, dude.
Yeah, man, don't get too hyped up on Kelvin just because of that one fight. I think I'd still pick up Whitaker. I mean, dude, Tim Kennedy just did not. I don't know.
They're both small men. So Kelvin and Whitaker are like the same size. So
yeah, Kelvin was impressive, man. He mopped him up real good. So I don't want to take anything from his win because he deserved it. That was a good win. I regret not betting on him. I did pretty good that night too. I lost on Krylov, but
I lost on Krylov too. My only loss. Yeah, it was a bad performance, man. I mean, he didn't look that good, and then he got dropped, and then he got subbed. I mean, I don't know, man.
I was pretty high on him before that fight, I did a parlay with Lando. What's his? You know what I'm talking about? The guy that did the spinning back kick knockout, and I also did a Holloway parlay, both of them. I won some good cash on that, and then I also did a straight bet on Holloway. Big, that was my most confident bet that night, and it was a pretty big one. And I think I ended up doing 5 units. So, and then it was a 3-unit parlay with those two guys. So it was a pretty good night. Unfortunately, Krylov didn't pull through, but yeah, man, I'm ready for these next cards.
Yeah, Krylov, I mean, we'll see who he fights next. But, yeah, dude, I mean, we had 2 good cards. Now we got a good card on Saturday. This is a good card for betting, in my opinion. We'll talk about it later. But, yeah, I'll start off. The first fight of the night, we got in the welterweight division. We got Bojan Velickovic versus Sultan Aliev. I like Bojan in this fight. He's the favorite for a reason. I mean, he trains at Team Elevation. He's from Tough. He's a pretty well-rounded fighter. He's fought at middleweight, so he's going to be the bigger guy. Aliev's pretty big too, but we haven't seen him in a long time. He hasn't fought in like 2 years. He's a Russian guy. He has good wrestling. He's decent on the feet, but he's pretty chinny. And he's coming off a knockout loss from Kenny Robertson. And Kenny Robertson just got cut. I like Kenny Robertson, but he doesn't have the most power, honestly, in my opinion. And he KO'd Sultan pretty fast in like a minute. So I'm gonna go with Bojan. Bojan's fought better competition. I think he's more well-rounded. He's more athletic, and if Aliev gets us to the ground, he's in trouble because Bojan has a good ground game. So I think Bojan's better everywhere in this fight, on the feet and on the ground. So I'm gonna go with Bojan. No bet for me. What about you?
All right. You pretty much took the words right out of my mouth, and I haven't really done much research to say anything else. So I'm gonna have to. Yep. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Hector Sandoval versus Freddie Serrano. They're gonna be fighting 125. Justin, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, Hector Sandoval, trains a teen alpha male, so he doesn't have the crowd on his side. He has heavy hands for a flyweight. I mean, he impressed me in his debut, but he lost, pretty fast. But it was against Wilson Hayes, and Wilson Hayes is one of the best fighters in the world, and was on short notice. Freddie Serrano, he's your average Colombian. He's pretty old, but just like Romero. But Romero's a beast. Serrano's pretty good too. He's a good wrestler. He's decent on the feet. His fight against Benoit was pretty controversial. This is a true striker versus grappler matchup. If Hector Sandoval can keep it on the feet, I think he can win this fight. But, Serrano's a very good wrestler. I want to pick Sandoval really bad, but I'm going to have to go with Serrano. It's a no bet for me, but I think Serrano takes him down at will and grinds out a decision.
Yeah.
And I think Sandoval is actually the favorite too, which I can
get that. It kind of threw me off, dude. To be honest, but I thought Serrano was gonna win.
Serrano's a good dog pick, but I'm gonna pass.
I haven't really done much research on the Sandoval guy. I just know Freddie Serrano is a little bit more well known in the UFC at least, but couldn't really do a pick because I haven't done research on Sandoval. But if I had to guess, I'd go with Freddie as well. The odds kind of surprised me, especially seeing that like Sandoval got like subbed his last fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Serrano throws bombs too. He's no slouch on the feet. He's a great wrestler. So we both got Serrano. No bet. Let's go on the next fight. We got Eddie Wineland versus Takeya Mizugaki. This is a pretty good fight. I like this fight. Mitsuzaki's both these guys are on the decline. Wineland got that good fight, got a good win against Frankie Saenz. Both these guys aren't gonna, ever be at the top ever, in my opinion, again. But I'm gonna go with Wineland. I think he is more well-rounded. I don't think Mitsuzaki has that much left, in my opinion. I think Wineland has a little more. And that win against Saenz impressed me. Wineland still has power on the feet. Mitsuzaki's a little chinny. I'm going to go with Wineland by a late TKO. What about you?
Yeah, man. Not to mention freaking the way No Love just knocked his ass out, dude. It'd be hard to pick him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really think his chin's going to be the same, dude. No Love put a fucking beating on him. And Eddie Wineland, he didn't really look too good against Caraway, But, hey, man, Caraway is probably better than I fucking give him credit, to be honest. And Eddie Wineland, he surprised me last fight. I was fading him, but he came up with the KO, and he was doing actually pretty good that fight. So I'm not he's a favorite for a reason. I'm going to have to agree with you and go with Wineland, but probably not going to make any bets on him. But it should be a for sure win. I don't really see it going the other way, but who knows, man. Anyway, on to the next fight. We got a chick fight. Go get your beer fight. Go to the store fight. Reload on beer and food and chips and whatever you need. Fight. We got Leslie Smith, the pacemaker, versus Irene Aldana. Is Irene's like a heavy favorite, right, going into this fight?
Yeah, I will admit, viewers, that I did not do tape on this fight, but Irene's a huge favorite. Leslie Smith, doesn't have the best record, but she has the UFC Octagon experience, and A lot of people are sleeping on her. You know, she trains with the Diaz bros. Yeah, I know she fought Cyborg last and she got dominated. But I mean, she's been in there with some tough competition. She's held her own. She's not that bad on the feet. I mean, she has pretty good stand up, to be honest. And this Irene chick's a huge favorite. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of tape, but without doing tape, I'm gonna have to pick Leslie Smith, just like I just mentioned. I mean, she's a big dog. I'm not betting on this fight for sure, but she has the octagon experience. I think she's fought better competition too. So I'm gonna have to go with her. What about you?
Yeah, dude, I'd have to. I was thinking the same thing. It's funny though, because sometimes seeing the odds kind of like sway my bet, but then again, I haven't really done any research on Irene Aldana. But just like you said, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth. Like octagon experience is a lot, man, and sometimes it's like a whole different thing. So I like I've said before many times, I always like to fade, you know, most of the fighters and when they're making their first debut, just because it's a different game when you get in the UFC. So, but unless it's like a different story, you know, there's some really good guys that come in their first fight and do really good. But I'm gonna have to go with Leslie Smith too, just because of the octagon experience.
Yeah, it's not a confident pick. I don't recommend anyone betting on Leslie Smith, but yeah, we're gonna be picking Leslie Smith. The next fight is a good fight. Josh Emmett versus Scott Holtzman. I liked Holtzman. You know, he trains at Power MMA, or not Power MMA, I'm sorry, MMA Lab, where Barbarena trains at. But he didn't impress me against Dober. I thought he was going to walk over Dober, and Dober beat him. I mean, he got a pretty clear-cut decision. And Josh Emmett trains at Team Alpha Male as well. He looked very good against John Tuck. I mean, he broke his pinky, but before that, he was dominating him. He has a very good movement, good stand-up, really athletic, and he was teeing off on John Tuck. So I'm going to have to go with Emmett. I understand why he's the favorite. I mean, he's the real deal. He might, you know, be in the top 15 really soon with 2 more fights. So he's good. I like Josh Emmett. So I got Emmett by a dominant decision. I think he's better than Holtzman everywhere. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you too again because Josh Emmett, he's a Team Alpha Male guy. They do really good until they get to the championship fights, you know. And yeah, he's a beast. I think he did pretty good to do on his debut like that, to fight a guy like Tuck and win a split decision. So I'm gonna have to agree with you and pick Josh Emmett with this one. Next fight, we got Enrique Frankenstein da Silva versus Paul Bearjaw Craig. And Paul Craig, he's making his UFC debut. You know, like I said before, I'm not too favorite on picking these guys as a pick because it's their first fight. You know, they're going to get the octagon jitters. As opposed to Enrique de Silva, man, he's coming off of 2 straight wins. He's coming off of a second-round submission, second-round KO. And he's just a beast, man. I really think he's going to run through him in this fight. And he's probably going to get the finish. Probably one of the biggest favorites of the card. I'm not sure about that. But, I mean, inside the distance, I think would be a safe bet for this guy. I don't see it going any other way, to be honest. What about you?
Yeah, I agree, dude. He's looked really good in his 2 UFC fights. I mean, he dominated Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo trained with Larkin, and they looked good last fight too. I'm not a big Paul Craig fan. I watched some tape on him. I don't think he's that impressive, and I think De Silva's a good fighter, man. I mean, I really think he's going to be a force at 205, so I got De Silva. Next fight, I think that was the last fight in the prelims. We might get the bout order messed up, but whatever. I got James Moontasri versus Alex Morono. Morono hasn't fought in a long time. He made his debut on short notice against Kyle Noak. He won a split decision. He got robbed. I think Noak got robbed. I think Noak clearly won that fight. And Moontasri's, you know, inconsistent. He's fought at 155. He's fought at 170, but I like him in this fight. He trains with Alan Jouban at Black House. Taekwondo is very good stand-up. You know, his weakness is definitely getting taken down, but I don't think Morono's the guy to take him down. I don't think Morono's that good of a wrestler. And I think Moontasri's going to light him up in the feet and get a finish. So I'm going with Moontasri. What about you?
Moontasri. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with him too, just because he has a little bit more octagon experience. And yeah, sorry guys, I messed up on that one. Got a little excited. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Let's move on to the next one. This is gonna be a good fight right here. Brian Barberena versus Colby Covington. And to be honest, I think the odds are a little off right here on this fight. I think the odds, should be more even. To be honest, this to me is kind of like a toss up. Colby Covington, to me, he's kind of a one-dimensional kind of guy. He has very good wrestling, but he's kind of boring. But he's got good grappling, and that wins you fights, and that's good. But Barberena, man, he's coming off some pretty impressive wins, man, and he knows how to get it done. He was able to finish Sage Northcutt, and you know how strong that guy is. So he's going to be able to I think handle Colby Covington's like power. If he was able to do that to Sage.
Mm-hmm.
He's got really good technique, and I think he knows he figures out ways to win. You know what I mean? So I like that about him. I might be making a straight bet on this guy just because of his odds. I'm going to be picking him to win, man. I know he's a big underdog, but maybe it's just because because I'm betting on him. But I just see a lot of value in this bet right here. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to hope we go and Barberena gets the win. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. We talked about this recently. Barbarena doesn't get enough credit, dude. I mean, he's 2-0 in the welterweight division. I mean, beating Northcutt was impressive. I know Northcutt took him down earlier in the fight, but he was hurting Northcutt in the feet, and then Northcutt slipped. He went on top and got that, nice arm triangle. And then against Warrior Alves, goes into Brazil, huge underdog, and he clearly won 2 rounds. I mean, that was a good performance. I mean, Alves could even take him down. I mean, he showed good takedown defense. He tried to get him in that submission, and then Barbarena, fought through it and got out of it pretty fast. And Covington could even get out of Warrior Alves' sub, That's MMA math. I don't buy in MMA math, but yeah, dude. I mean, he looked good in Warrior Alves' fight and against Northcutt. And the odds are retarded in this fight. Covington trains the top team. We got Barbarena who trains at MMA Lab with Benson Henderson, John Crouch. But yeah, I'm also taking the stab in Barbarena. I mean, it's a slap in the face. A lot of people just talk shit on him because his dad bod, but he gets it done, dude. He's a very aggressive guy, tough as nails, good chin, good on the feet, good takedown defenses, good ground game too. So it's a true striker versus grappler matchup. But like you said, like you ate the words out of my mouth. Covington is one-dimensional. He does not have good stand-up, and if he does not take down Barbarena, he's gonna get lit up on the feet. I mean, I don't even think he can take him down. If he does, he's not going to be able to lay on Barbarena. Barberena's going to get right back up. He's good takedown defense and a good get-up game. So I'm going Barbarena by a decision, maybe a late finish. But, yeah, I'm all in on Barbarena. So we both recommend you guys to take that stab. And I'm pretty confident in Barbarena too. So we got this. The last fight, we got Cole Miller versus Mizuto Hirota. I really don't care about this fight, to be honest. I used to be a Cole Miller fan, but he's on his way out, He had an interview recently saying that he basically wants to quit. He doesn't want to fight anymore. I don't think Hirota's that good, though. So it's a no bet for me. I'm going to pick Cole Miller, just because I think he's a little more well-rounded, but he's a quitter. So, I would not pick him in this fight, but I don't think Hirota's good. And I think Cole Miller's a little better, even though I don't think Cole Miller's good anymore either. But he's a scrapper, man. He's been in with good guys. He has some good wins, and you can't count him out. So Cole Miller, not confident at all. No bet. What about you?
I know, man. I was gonna fade. I typically fade Cole Miller because he's like thinking about retirement. Like you said, I remember last podcast I even said Alex Caceres was gonna beat him, and he did. No, you didn't believe me, but I just had a feeling, man. Cole Miller's on his way out, so I typically like to fade him. But I look at this guy, Mizuto Hirota, and this guy fucking sucks, man. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to pick a guy like this guy. So I'm gonna have to just hope that this guy has 4 losses and 1 draw. So I can't pick someone like that. I'm gonna have to stick with Cole Miller. He's an OG, and I hope he pulls it together to get one last win before he goes out. So I'm gonna go with Cole Miller with the finish, man. I think he's gonna I think he wants to. I'm hoping he's going to end his career strong and get the win and retire. You know what I mean? So we'll go Cole Miller, man. Let's do it. OG, from the OG Ultimate Fighter, man. One of my favorite seasons.
Really good season, yeah, dude. Great season.
Anyway, let's go to the main event, man. Let's start with the main event. I'm ready. It's going to be a good main event, to be honest, to be on Fox. I really like it. We got Mike Platinum Perry versus Alan Brahma Jouban. And this is going to be a brawl, man. It's going to be a typical striker versus striker. And these guys are not going to take each other down unless they're getting hurt, man. And the only person I see going for a takedown is Alan Jouban. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to brawl, man. It's going to be a good fight. And Jouban, you know, he's pretty good, but he has been getting hurt. He has been known to get hurt in his fights. And he got hurt. He got hurt in his debut against against some no name guy, you know.
Brzezinski.
Yeah, Bilal Muhammad gave him a run for his money, you know. So I don't know, man. And the way Mike Perry has been fighting has been really impressive. I think he knows how to get it done. And if he doesn't, I think he also knows how to win rounds too, if you ask me, because he likes to throw a volume. He's always pushing the pace. He's walking forward, and he's really aggressive. And I like those kind of fighters, and I like to bet on those fighters. I think Mike Perry's going to be another guy I might be betting on. Pretty confident in him, and I think he's going to get it done inside distance. I'm going with the KO. I don't see him getting a submission at all because, I mean, this guy likes to freaking throw blows. You know what I mean? If he does hurt Jouban and get him on the ground, I don't think he's going to go for a choke. I think he's just going to ground and pound him. Ref gets in there and stops the fight. So I'm going to go with Perry with the finish. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, if you know me, you know I'm a huge Jouban fan. He's one of my favorite fighters in UFC, but this is gambling. You cannot always pick who you like, you know? So, I mean, honestly, this is a great matchup, but in my opinion, it's a terrible matchup for Jouban. Jouban is not a wrestler. I mean, I only think wrestlers can beat Perry, but Perry's shown pretty good takedown defense. I mean, Hot Chocolate tried to take him down and he couldn't, you know? So, and Perry looked pretty good on the ground too when he was on top of Hot Chocolate. So, yeah, Alan Jouban's not the guy to beat him. He's a brawler, and you cannot do that against Mike Perry, you know? And like we talked about the other day, Mike Perry has a great chin. He could take Jouban's shots, but Jouban cannot take Perry shots. He's a little chinny. He's hurt in like every fight. And Mike Perry's like the John Lineker of this division, you know? Great hands, good kicks. That knee that he knocked out Hot Chocolate was really good. And yeah, his cardio, he was tired in that fight, but I mean, he impressed me, dude. Mike Perry's 2-0, both knockouts, and he has a very good chin, and he hits super hard. I mean, his power is, you know, in the top 5 in the 170 division. So he might be a douchebag, but he's a very good fighter, and he's definitely going to have a high ceiling in this division. So, yeah, Jouban's not the guy to beat him. I think Jouban's going to get too caught up in the brawler mentality and get himself knocked out. So I got Perry in the distance, and it's one of my most confident picks. All right, so next we got Uriah Faber versus Brad Pickett. This is another confident pick. No bet because Faber's a ridiculously huge favorite. But, yeah, I'm picking Faber, you know. He hurt me in his last fight. I really thought he was going to beat Jimmy Rivera really bad. But, you know, he got hurt early and just didn't overcome it. But, yeah, dude, Brad Pickett's on his way out. Both these guys are on their way out. I mean, Faber's retiring. But, yeah, I think Faber's better everywhere in this fight. And I think Faber's going to get him out of there. I really think he's going to get a finish. And it's going to be a good retirement party for him. So I got Faber all day in this fight. One of the best fighters of all time. And we're going to miss you, California kid. What about you?
Try to hold your tears back. But yeah, he pretty much took the words right out of his mouth. He's one of the best fighters at that 135. Fortunately, he couldn't get the UFC strap. But I mean, this Brad Pickett, he's not the guy to beat him either. You know, unfortunately he lost his. Unfortunately, Uriah Faber hurt me too last fight. But I mean, I think he's gonna win, staying away from him, staying away from this bet just because there's no value there. So, Uriah Faber with the win. On to the next fight. All right, this is going to be a great fight, man. I'm really excited about this fight as well. We got Uriah Faber versus we got Sage Northcutt versus Mickey Gall, and this is the fight I'm excited about. Not the last fight. Sage Northcutt, Sage Super Saiyan Northcutt lost to Barberena. Mickey Gall, he's just coming off a win off CM Punk, and there's a lot of question marks in this fight, to be honest. It seems like Sage Northcutt has some holes in his ground game, and I don't really know how good Mickey Gall is, to be honest, because the people that he's fought have not been good at all. He's only fought in scrubs. I think Sage Northcutt has fought in a little better competition. He's had a little bit more octagon experience, so it's kind of odd to see him as the underdog, but I kind of see why too. If I'm probably going to stay away from this fight, to be honest, just because there's a lot of question marks, as like I said. One being, how good is Sage Northcutt on the ground now? How much has he improved on it? And he's going to be able to stop the takedown. Is he going to be able to stop Mickey Gall's takedown? That's a big question. Another question is how legit is Mickey Gall? How good are the people that he's fought in? And to me, I hope a lot of these questions get answered tonight. That's probably why I'm going to stay away from this fight. Maybe I might do a bet on Mickey Gall if I'm feeling it, but right now I'm probably going to stay away. But I really do think Mickey Gall is going to take the win, man. I think Sage Northcutt has huge holes on the ground, and if he gets taken down, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to go with Mickey Gall with the sub. What about you?
Yeah, it's probably smart to stay away from this fight, but when I saw Northcutt as a dog, I had to take the shot. He's fought in better competition. He's, in my opinion, they're both green, but I think, Mickey Gall has not fought, and Jackson and Jackson, CM Punk, and then one other dude before that, an amateur. Northcutt's been there with better competition, in my opinion. Obviously it's a true striker versus grappler matchup. Gall's good on the feet too, but I don't think Northcutt's that bad on the ground. He showed improvements in his last fight, and he got put in bad positions, and he got out of it. He almost got his arm ripped off, but he still got out of it, and I thought that was impressive. And a fight starts out on the feet, and I think he's really going to take it to him and hurt him on the feet. So I think Northcutt should stay at 170. I don't think 155 is good for him, and I think Northcutt's going to get a finish in this fight. So he's just very, in my opinion, his stand-up is very, very elite, and his kicks are good, his movement, and a guy like that in his stand-up, he's going to go far if he improves his ground game, and he has a sub in the UFC too, so he's a good wrestler too. He just had trouble when he gets put on his back. And I know the Barbarena fight, not taking anything away from Barbarena, but apparently he was sick in that fight, and that's why he got the easy tap. Who knows if that's true or not, but I just think he's a better fighter than Mickey Gall. So I think Mickey Gall is too much hype, and I think he's overlooking Northcutt, and he's going to get himself knocked out. So I got Northcutt, and move on to next. This is my most common pick of the card. We got Paige VanZant versus Michelle Waterson. Minus 120 on VanZant is mind-blowing in my opinion. I think she's going to walk through Waterson and get a finish. Waterson is a former 105-pound Invicta champ. And, she looked pretty good against Andrew Magana in her debut, but Magana is a scrub, dude. Terrible. When I watched that fight last night, I was like, what is this girl even doing in the UFC? She looks horrible, dude. 11-8, 5 losses by sub, and she actually took Waterson down a couple times, almost armbarred her, and VanZant is very good on the ground. If VanZant gets her on the ground, she's going to rip her arm off home and take it home. So I think VanZant's better on the feet. I think she's more athletic. She's faster. She has a better chin, and she's better on the ground. And I just do not see how Waterson wins this fight, to be honest. So a lot of haters out there are saying, ooh, VanZant looked terrible in her last fight. First off, she had a 1-year layoff, after the Rose fight. Then she had Dancing with the Stars. And the first round, Rawlings didn't do anything either. They both didn't do anything. It was a feeling out process. VanZant still won the first round. She was more aggressive, has some good combinations, and then goes out in the second round and gets that switch kick KO, which is dope. I mean, I don't even think Rollins ever been KO'd, you know? So she's 4-1 in the UFC, 3 by finish, and a lot of girls aren't finishers. VanZant is definitely a finisher, so I'm very impressed in VanZant. I really think she's going to be the champ someday. And the Rose fight, you know, showed a lot. I mean, showed that she can go, you know, 5 rounds. She got her ass kicked, but she showed a lot of heart in that fight. And that's her only loss, you know. All her other wins are good. Felice Herrig fight was her only win that wasn't a finish, but she dominated Felice Herrig. And Felice Herrig is a good fighter. So I'm going with Paige VanZant inside the distance. She's not going to get a decision. And I recommend all you guys doing that because it's my most confident pick. And I've been pretty high on my picks lately, pretty hot. I know I lost to Krylov one. I know I lost to Gelati one, but I've been really good at my picks, so I'm going with Paige VanZant. What about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I just think that Paige VanZant's gonna be so much bigger than her. She's gonna bully her when they start fighting. And
oh, that's what I left out. Sorry, the size advantage. That's gonna play a huge factor in this fight. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna have the size advantage, so she's gonna bully her. VanZant looked great her last fight, like you said. That switch kick was impressive. You pretty much said the words out of my mouth. Michelle Waterson was a 105-pound champion, you know, and that was like in Invicta FC. Like, who cares about that freaking league? There wasn't really a 115 before that in the UFC, but once you get into the UFC, it's a totally different story. I can't remember the last time Waterson fought. It was how long ago was that fight when she almost got armbarred?
Yeah, she hasn't fought in a while, dude. I mean, it was I think July 2015. So she's facing a pretty long way off too.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I think VanZant, who knows, maybe that little dancing break was good for her because she did get that beautiful switch kick. So I don't know. I just think VanZant's going to bully her. She's going to use her size advantage to like bring her up against the cage. She's just going to be too athletic, and she's going to use that size advantage to get the win. You know, I'm going to go with VanZant as well.
All right, guys. Most confident picks of the night are going to be VanZant, Mike Perry, and you know, Northcutt and Barbarena. I mean, I'm going to be betting on all 4 of those guys. I know Barbarena is a very big dog, but I don't know why. I mean, to be honest, I mean, he's proven that everyone wrong twice already, and 3 times a charm. I mean, this is a closer fight than people. I mean, than everyone's talking about. To be honest, everyone thinks Covington's a killer and all that. I mean, he's really not. So he's pretty sloppy on the feet, and that's where the fight starts. And Barbarena is going to pick him apart and get a win. Who are your most confident picks?
Most confident picks of the night will definitely have to be VanZant, Perry, and Faber.
Sounds good. I already told you I'm betting on. I'll tell the viewers I'm betting on the 4 I just said: VanZant, Perry, Barbarena, and Northcutt. What about you?
So far, just Perry and Barbarena.
All right, guys. Let us know in the comment.
VanZant as well.
Go ahead.
Like
nice.
you said.
Let us know in the Let us know in the comments below what you guys think of every fight. If you don't disagree with our picks, if you think someone's gonna win and we don't, you know, let us know. And shout out to UFC Betting Sharks. It's a great group. And shout out to next 2 weeks. We got UFC 207. It's a great card. I'm really confident in John Lineker. It's my most confident pick as of right now. He's a dog too. I'm probably gonna be putting like, I don't know, maybe like $200 on that. So yeah, John Lineker is gonna destroy TJ Dillashaw. Destroy.
Hey guys, don't dislike our video. If you do, fuck off.
Don't say that. Come on.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night. Later.
Later, guys.